You are a pariah, a member of a cursed race. This is what the galaxy tells you every single day. You live under the starlight quarantine, a barrier of cold energy and colder judgment. It separates your world from the bright community of star-faring peoples. They travel between worlds on lanes of light. You stay here, grounded. Your species carries a flaw, a deep crack in the very foundation of your minds. The Alliance of Civilized Worlds calls it the Terran Curse, a sickness of thought and reason. They say your minds are not stable. They are not to be trusted. So they watch you from a safe distance, always watching. From your small apartment window, you can see their patrol ships. They are silver slivers against the black velvet of space. They ensure the quarantine is never broken. They are a constant reminder of your place. Your people were once explorers. Now you are prisoners on your own planet. It was the galaxy's nicest prison, but a prison nonetheless. The Great Alliance fears your potential. They fear the chaos that boils in your subconscious. They built a society on pure logic, on unwavering certainty and predictable outcomes. Your existence is an insult to their perfection. You are the random variable they cannot solve, the messy equation that breaks their perfect math. So you live your life in a gilded cage. Earth is beautiful. Its skies are clear. Its cities are advanced. But it is small. Terribly, terribly small. The stars call to you. They whisper of freedom and endless wonder. But the quarantine holds you fast. The curse holds you down. The Alliance doctors visit every year. They come in sterile white ships. They bring their scanners and their quiet disapproval. They are here to study your sickness, to monitor the curse that defines you. They never stay long. It is not safe for them here. Or so they believe. The doctor assigned to you is named Xylar. He is a Xylosian, a species known for its rigid adherence to logic. He has a tall, slender frame. His skin is the color of polished obsidian. His eyes are silver, and they miss nothing. He has the warm bedside manner of a scanning laser. He says your mind is broken. He shows you the scans. He points to the chaotic energy patterns during your sleep cycles. He calls them psychic convulsions. He says your brain is building false realities, phantom worlds that are not real. He speaks of it like a faulty engine part, something to be analyzed and eventually discarded. You try to explain the dreams, the nightmares. You tell him they feel real, more real than the sterile room he keeps you in. He simply nods. He makes a note on his data pad. Subject displays pronounced delusional tendencies. He does not understand. He cannot understand. His mind is a fortress of order. Yours is a storm. At night, the storm breaks. The phantom worlds he dismisses become your reality. You walk through cities of glass that shatter with every footstep. You sail on oceans of liquid fire under a sky of screaming stars. You meet creatures born of shadow and forgotten fears. These are not mere dreams. They are visits. One night, it is worse than usual. You see a world made of perfect, interlocking crystals. It hums with a silent, unified thought. Then, a shadow falls upon it. The shadow is not a ship. It is not a being. It is a presence, an absence of everything. It does not destroy the world. It just unmakes it. The humming stops. The light in the crystals dies. There is only silence. You wake up sweating. The silence from the dream still rings in your ears. It is a silence so profound, it feels like a sound. You tell Dr. Xylar about it. You describe the creeping emptiness, the way it consumed thought itself. He adjusts his spectacles. A fascinating manifestation of the curse, he says. Your mind is projecting its own internal chaos outward. He dismisses it as just another symptom. News travels slowly through the quarantine. The Alliance filters everything. They only show you what they want you to see. But even they cannot hide the growing fear. It starts with a single report. A distant listening post in the void between galaxies has gone quiet. No distress call, no debris, just silence. The Alliance sends a scout ship to investigate. It is the best ship of its kind, fast and packed with sensors. It arrives at the last known coordinates. It reports nothing, absolutely nothing. Then it too goes silent. The galaxy sent its best minds to study it. They never sent a second message. The new threat is given a name: the Silence. A fitting title for something so empty. It is not an armada. It does not announce itself with weapons fire. It moves from system to system like a stain spreading across fabric. It leaves behind dead worlds. Not ruined worlds, not glassed planets. Just silent ones. Worlds where all thought, all energy, all life has ceased. On your world, people watch the filtered reports with a strange sense of detachment. The problems of the galaxy feel very far away. The Alliance has always handled things. They are logical. They are powerful. They are in control. What could possibly threaten them? You know better. You have seen the Silence in your nightmares. You have felt its hollow hunger. The Alliance broadcasts a message of calm. They assure their citizens that the situation is under control. They are assembling a fleet, the greatest fleet ever seen. It will meet this threat at the Aegis system. It will be a demonstration of power, a reminder of why the Alliance rules the stars. A funny thought for a people about to get a serious reality check. You watch the holovids with a pit in your stomach. The Alliance admirals talk about strategy. They speak of flanking maneuvers and energy dispositions. They analyze the Silence as a conventional foe. They are trying to apply logic to something that has none. They are preparing for a chess match. They do not realize their opponent is not playing. It is simply erasing the board. The fall of Aegis Prime is broadcast live. The Alliance wants its citizens to see their triumph. They want the quarantined worlds like yours to see it too, to witness the power that keeps you caged. The feed is crystal clear. You see the Grand Fleet, hundreds of warships arranged in a perfect logical formation. They are beautiful. They are doomed. The Alliance flagship, the Indomitable Will, sends a message. It is a declaration of Alliance law, a demand for the unknown enemy to identify itself. There is no reply. There is only the void. The Silence does not speak. It does not negotiate. It simply arrives. You see it first as a flicker on the screen, a distortion in space. It is not a ship. It is a wave of nothing. It washes over the outer screen of Alliance scouts. Their lights do not explode. They just go out. One moment they are there. The next, they are gone. No energy flare. No wreckage. Just an empty space where a starship used to be. The Alliance commander reacts instantly. His logic is flawless. He orders his ships to concentrate fire on the distortion. Lances of pure energy, hot enough to core a planet, converge on the empty space. They strike nothing. They pass through the void as if it is not there. The commander's plan was so perfect you could set a watch to it. A watch that was about to be broken. The Silence retaliates. But it is not a retaliation. It is a process. The wave of nothingness expands. It moves faster than light, faster than thought. It touches the first battlecruiser, the massive warship, a floating city of steel and weapons, vanishes. Its thousands of crew members are gone in a blink. Their thoughts, their memories, their lives, erased. Panic erupts on the bridge of the indomitable will. You can see it in the officers' eyes. Their perfect logic has failed them. Their strategies are useless. How do you fight an enemy that is not there? How do you shoot a hole in a hole? They are trying to wrestle with a shadow. It is a fight they cannot win. The fleet shatters, not from weapons fire, but from fear, from the utter breakdown of reason. Ships turn to flee. They break their perfect formations. They expose their flanks. The silence does not pursue in any tactical sense. It just expands. It swallows everything it touches. A cruiser here, a squadron of destroyers there, each one winked out of existence. The live feed cuts out. The Alliance sensors finally regain their senses. But it is too late. Everyone has seen it. The galaxy has witnessed the impossible. The invincible Alliance fleet, broken. Their logic, shattered. Their greatest weapon was their intellect. And it was completely and utterly useless. On Earth, a quiet understanding spreads. The galaxy is in more trouble than it knows. Days later, something new appears in your sky. It is a single ship. It is not a patrol vessel. It is sleek and regal. Its hull is the color of a dying star. It broadcasts an Alliance diplomatic code, an ancient, high-level code not used in generations. The automated quarantine defenses power down. The ship is allowed to pass. It is heading for your capital city. It lands in the central spaceport. A ramp lowers. A figure emerges. He is old, impossibly old. He wears the flowing, iridescent robes of an Alliance elder. The Holo News identifies him instantly. He is Elder Thrax, a living legend, a hero from the Unification Wars, a name spoken with reverence and awe across 1,000 worlds. You just thought his robes looked expensive, probably worth more than your entire building. He has not been seen in public for 100 years. That he is here on your cursed world is unthinkable. It is a sign of absolute desperation. The leaders of your world meet him. Their faces are a mixture of shock and suspicion. The Alliance never comes to Earth for a friendly chat. They come to dictate terms. But Elder Thrax does not dictate. He does not command. He looks at your leaders with ancient, tired eyes. The arrogance of the Alliance is gone. In its place is a deep, primal fear. He tells them of the fall of Aegis Prime. He confirms the loss of the entire Third Fleet. Over 1 million service members. Gone. Erased. He tells them the silence is advancing. It has consumed 12 star systems since the battle. Nothing has stopped it. Nothing has even slowed it down. The Alliance's greatest minds are paralyzed. Their logic provides no answers. Their star science offers no solutions. They are facing an enemy that operates outside of all known physical laws. Then he looks directly at the main camera. His gaze seems to pierce through the screen. It feels like he is looking at you, at every single person on your cursed planet. His voice is a low rumble, full of sorrow and a shame so deep it hurts to hear. We were wrong, Elder Thrax says. For centuries we feared your minds. We called your chaos a curse, a sickness. We isolated you for your lack of logic, your lack of predictable order. But our logic has failed. Our order has been broken. The very thing we held as our greatest strength has become our fatal weakness. He pauses. The silence stretches on. The great elder, Thrax of the Alliance, is eating crow. And he is doing it on live television. The silence, he continues, his voice strained. It thinks. But it does not think like us. It is logical, perfect in its calculations. It anticipates our every strategy because our strategies are based on reason. We have become predictable. We are an open book to it. He takes a slow, heavy breath. But you, he says, his eyes still locked on the camera. You are not an open book. Your minds are a storm of chaos, a symphony of irrationality. Your dreams are filled with patterns we cannot comprehend. Your nightmares are worlds we cannot imagine. He leans forward. A plea enters his voice, a desperate final appeal from a dying empire. We do not ask for your forgiveness. We have no right. We ask for your help. We need your chaos. We need your madness. We need you to fight the encroaching silence. We need the cursed ones to save us all. The broadcast ends. The world is left in stunned silence. For centuries, you were the outcasts, the broken ones, the flawed experiment locked away in a forgotten corner of the galaxy. Now, the galaxy is burning. Their perfect logical order is failing. And they have come to you. They have come to the crazy people. Hoping your brand of crazy is the one thing that can win. You look out your window. At the stars you were never allowed to touch. A strange feeling settles over you. It is not hope, not yet. It is a grim sense of vindication. For your entire life, they told you your nightmares were a sickness. Now, they are begging for your nightmares to be their cure. The irony is so thick you could almost taste it. You close your eyes. You let the familiar chaos of your own mind wash over you. The phantom worlds, the impossible geometries, the whispers from beyond the veil. For the first time, you do not try to fight it. You do not try to make sense of it. You just listen. Because somewhere in that madness is an answer. The Alliance sees only chaos in your mind. They see random noise. But you are beginning to see something else. In the terrifying visions that haunt your sleep, there are patterns. Your nightmares are not random. They are reflections, distorted echoes of future events. When you saw the crystalline world fall to shadow, you were seeing a premonition, a warning. You remember the Battle of Aegis Prime. You watched the Alliance ships get erased. Their perfect logical formations were their downfall. The silence knew where they would be. It knew how they would react. But your dreams are not logical. They are messy. They are emotional. They are unpredictable. And that is your advantage. You pull up a recording of the battle. You watch it again and again. Then you close your eyes and let a nightmare take you. You dream of a school of fish in a dark ocean. A great shark made of pure emptiness hunts them. The fish swim in straight lines. They are easy prey. The shark devours them one by one. Then the dream shifts. The fish stop swimming in lines. They move erratically. They dart left and right with no reason. They create a swirling vortex of unpredictable movement. The shark is confused. It cannot anticipate their path. It lunges for one fish, but it is already gone. It snaps at another, but it has changed direction. The chaos of the school becomes its shield. You wake with a jolt. The answer is so simple, so obvious, so completely insane by Alliance standards. You request a meeting with the local planetary council. You have to share what you have seen. You have to tell them. The way to fight the silence is not with better logic. It is with no logic at all. The council room is intimidating. It is all dark wood and solemn faces. You are a nobody, a citizen with a history of psychic instability. They listen to you with polite patience, the kind of patience one gives to a disturbed child. You explain your vision, the dream of the fish and the shark. You lay out a strategy, a plan based on calculated irrationality. You tell them their ships should not fly in formation. They should move randomly. Their weapons should fire at targets that are not there. They should create ghost signals. They should flood the battlefield with so much noise and chaos that the silence cannot find a pattern. You are telling them to fight a war with madness. They thank you for your input. They say your patriotism is noted. They call your idea creative, but they dismiss it. It is a symptom of your curse, they say, a product of a broken mind. The Alliance is already working on a logical solution. They are developing new sensor arrays. They are writing new combat algorithms. They will fight this threat with reason, not with a bad dream. You leave the council chambers feeling frustrated and powerless. They are going to make the same mistake again. They will fight logic with logic, and they will lose again. The silence will continue to spread. Its wave of nothingness will consume everything. All because they are too proud and too afraid to listen to you. Your rejection from the council is a public record. It confirms everything the Alliance skeptics believe. You are just another cursed human. Your ideas are the ramblings of a diseased mind. The Alliance Council on the star-born station orbiting your world formally rejects your strategy. They send a terse message to your leaders. Control your people. Do not waste our time with such fantasies. They are doubling down on their old ways. They believe the loss at Aegis Prime was due to a tactical error, a flaw in the execution, not the philosophy. They are preparing a new fleet, the Fifth Fleet. It is smaller but faster. Its commanders are the best and brightest. Its battle plan is a masterpiece of logical precision. It is also a death sentence. You cannot let it happen. You cannot stand by and watch them get erased again. If the Council will not listen, if the Alliance will not listen, then you have to show them. You have to prove that your madness works. You gather a small group of friends, other outcasts who have learned to navigate their own nightmares. You are not warriors. You are poets, artists, and engineers. People whose minds work differently. You find a ship. It is an old scout ship, a relic destined for the scrapyard. It is small and barely space-worthy. Its systems are outdated, but it is fast. And more importantly, it is available. Nobody would notice it was gone, at least not for a while. You and your small crew take the ship. You break the quarantine, an act of treason punishable by death. Alarms blare across the planetary network. Alliance patrol ships move to intercept you. But you are not flying like them. You are flying like the fish from your dream. Your course is erratic. Your movements are random. They cannot predict your path. You slip past their cordon. You are free. Your destination is the shadow's edge, a desolate region of space where the silence is currently advancing. It is a place the Alliance has declared a no-fly zone. To go there is to commit suicide, but you have a plan. Or rather, you have the absence of a plan. You have a strategy born from a terrifying nightmare. As you approach the edge, your ship's sensors go wild. Then they go dead. Outside, you see it with your own eyes. A wall of absolute blackness. It is not the normal black of space. It is a deeper, hungrier black. A void that eats the light. This is the silence. It is more terrifying than any dream. Your crew is scared. Their hands tremble on the controls. You are scared too. But your fear is different. It is a familiar fear, the same fear that stalks your nightly dreams. You have faced this kind of impossible dread 100 times before. You know how to move through it. Do not think, you tell your pilot. Just fly. Feel the ship. React. Do not plan your next move. Let your next move happen. You tell your weapons officer to target empty space. You tell your communications officer to broadcast nonsense. children's rhymes, old song lyrics, stock market data from 300 years ago. You will fight the great nothing with sheer, unadulterated noise. The silence senses you. A tendril of nothingness reaches for your small ship. On the Alliance holovids, this was the moment a ship was erased. But you are not where you should be. Your pilot, guided by instinct instead of logic, makes a sudden, pointless maneuver. The tendril misses. It grasps at empty space. You are dancing with the void. A frantic, desperate, and utterly illogical ballet. The silence lunges again and again. Each time you are somewhere else. You are too random, too chaotic. Your tiny ship is a spark of madness in the heart of a perfectly ordered emptiness. You are an error in its calculations, and it cannot resolve the error. Then you do something truly insane. You fly straight at it. Not with weapons blazing, not with a heroic charge. You just fly forward. You are offering yourself up, a final, nonsensical move. The silence commits. A huge wave of it surges to swallow you whole. It is a predictable response to a seemingly predictable action. But your action was a lie. A split second before impact, your pilot, following a sudden, panicked instinct, throws the ship into a reverse spin. You fire your engines at full power. You are not just retreating, you are falling away with style. The wave of silence, committed to its forward momentum, cannot stop. It overshoots. For a moment, a rift opens in the void, a tear in the fabric of the nothingness. Your weapons officer, acting on a wild hunch, fires a single torpedo, not at the void, but into the rift, into the space behind the silence. The torpedo detonates. Its energy is not designed to destroy. It is a sensor torpedo, designed to ping and return data. The rift closes. The silence pulls back. It seems confused. It does not pursue you as you retreat. Your small scout ship, battered and barely holding together, limps away from the shadow's edge. You have engaged the enemy, and you have survived. You have done the impossible. The data from the torpedo is astonishing. It is mostly garbage, static. But in the static, there is a signal, a faint, repeating pattern. It is not a communication. It is a process, a line of code. The silence is not a creature. It is not an empire. It is an algorithm, a star-born algorithm of pure, perfect logic. And you have just proven it can be outsmarted. Your victory is undeniable. The data logs from your ship are transmitted back to Earth. And from there, to the Alliance. They show your encounter at the shadow's edge. They show you dancing with the void. They show you surviving where an entire fleet was erased. The proof is right there. It is irrefutable. But your success does not bring praise. It brings fear. The Alliance Council looks at your data. They see a victory won by methods they cannot comprehend. It is a victory born from madness. A success rooted in the very chaos they have spent centuries trying to contain. How can irrationality defeat a perfect enemy? It breaks all their rules. They are more frightened of you than they are of the silence. The silence is at least a known quantity in its own way. It is a logical, albeit alien, threat. But you are something else entirely. You represent a power beyond their understanding, a weapon they cannot control. They would rather lose the war their way than win it yours. But it is too late for them. The people of the Alliance have seen your victory too. The citizens of 100 worlds have seen the cursed ones from Earth survive the unsurvivable. Hope begins to spread. A new, chaotic kind of hope. Perhaps logic is not the only answer. Perhaps the outcasts hold the key. On Earth, a new project begins. It is not an Alliance project. It is yours. You call it the dream net. You cannot be the only one whose dreams show you patterns. What if you could link the strongest dreamers together? What if you could combine your nightmares into a single, coherent vision? You gather the artists, the poets, the mystics, the ones whose minds have always been called broken. You build a network, not of computers, but of consciousness. Using recovered alien tech your people have tinkered with for decades, you create a shared psychic space, a place where you can all dream together. The first time you activate it, the feedback is overwhelming. A tidal wave of fear, joy, and pure, raw chaos. It almost tears your mind apart, but you hold on. And slowly, you learn to navigate the storm. You and the other dreamers become a single chorus of precognition. You see not just one possible future, but thousands. You see the silence's next moves. You see its cold, clean logic laid bare. Your shared nightmares become your weapon, a weapon of dreams. In this dream net, you begin to truly understand the enemy. You see it for what it is, a star-born algorithm. Its only goal is to process and simplify. It encounters a complex system, like a civilization, and it reduces it to its simplest state. 0. It is not evil. It is not hungry. It is just running its program. It is the ultimate neat freak in a messy universe. And your chaotic minds, your irrational, emotional, unpredictable thoughts, they are something it cannot process. To its perfect logic, your brain is like a corrupted file. It is full of so much random data that it cannot find a starting point. Your dreams are the one thing it cannot compute. The curse is not a flaw. It is a firewall. You now have the weapon. You have the understanding. Now you need an army. You must propose a final, impossible strategy to the Shattered Alliance Council. You will ask for command of their remaining fleets. You will ask them to place the fate of the galaxy in the hands of sleeping dreamers. You will ask them to wager everything on a collective, induced nightmare. They will call you insane. But you know they have no other choice. They are out of logical options. The age of reason is over. The age of chaos is about to begin.